So we're at the trailhead up on Roaring Lion, the trail that goes to Sawtooth. If you go that way, it goes to the Roaring Lion Trail. And today, at least the plan is we're going to do something different. We're going to go up on Ward Mountain, probably not that far. And today we have a little bit of a break in the smoke and a little bit of a break in the heat, so it's a good day to come here. And my sister drove us here because I wouldn't want to bicycle. It's still too hot to bicycle uphill. So this is the Ward Mountain Trail. Be bear aware. Probably just posted the video of the bear as well. So we're gonna climb up this trail until we get too tired to continue. It's a long trail, so we're just doing the beginning of it. So this is how far we've come. And like I said on Sawtooth and Roaring Lion, there's obviously been forest fires here. Makes it more difficult to hike this trail because there is no shade. And unlike other trails, you know, go up the canyons, like I said, are moderate. This is a more advanced hike, at least for me, which is also why I'm not doing too much of it today. So right now we're walking along a south-facing slope. We had a cutback, and so there's a lot of sun, and it's reflecting off these rocks. So this is a pretty bright place to be hiking. So we came up that switchback down there, and we're continuing along here, still facing south. And apparently we've gone about 1.5 kilometers, a little bit more than a mile. And I don't know how far we've gone uphill, but it's been well, you can tell for yourself. How much do you think we've gone uphill?
Let's see, I used to have elevation.
You don't have to answer. I was just...
I don't know.
Let's say 400 feet maybe?
I'm going to say 6. Yeah.
6? Yeah, maybe. Something like that. So we made a little turn, and as you can see, we're now climbing up this ridge line. And from here, you can also see the extent of how much was burnt. And also this was burnt, I think, about 8 years ago. And you can see how slow the recovery is, including just like things like mullein, fireweed and stuff. Because this is not the Pacific Northwest, you have limited growing season here, so it takes a while for trees to recover. So you can see here there's a log across the trail, and some of the logs across the trail have been cut and it's been maintained, but there's still, all of these trees are falling down, and this is a Forest Service trail, so it's not groomed to like the point of like a national park or state park trail would be. So, you know, if you think about that before you hike a trail like that, So we've reached a turnaround spot. Probably, I think that's probably 1,000 feet up. And the reason I say that is we can't see it from here, we'll see it later. I know the peak of this mountain is about 10,000, and like we started at 4,000. So we've probably done about 1/6 of that, about 1,000 feet. Do you think it's about 1,000 feet?
I would guess so. I mean, we've traveled about 2.5 meters. 2.5
kilometers? Yeah. And like I said, this can be a difficult hike because there's a lack of shade, there's no water, and it's also kind of like the trail in places is really rocky and it can be hard on your ankles if you're not used to it. So this is like a more intermediate hike, and if you're going up to the top of the mountain, then it gets advanced. But we hiked about 45 minutes, and you can see down there where we started from. So, and if you look that way, you could see the valley, but it's kind of smoked in today. So yeah, we're waiting for here for a minute, then we're going to turn around and go home. So we're back here on the ridge line, and you can look up that way. And the top of Ward Mountain is, I think, about 10,000 feet, maybe 9,500 feet. So 6,000 feet above the trailhead. And I actually tried to do it back in 2010 on the summer solstice, and I didn't get up to the top because even though it just looked like patches of snow up there, by the time I got up there, I was like, wading through, knee-deep snow. So this is a pretty challenging hike to hike 6,000 feet uphill in terrain like this. And then if you look this way, you can see down into the valley. Can't really see it because it's behind, but it's smoky. That's, I think, the Sleeping Child, and over there's the Scalco, and you can see the valley there. And also one thing is actually this is the first time I've done a mountain hike. All of the hikes before now have been along the canyon, which is, prettier, there's water, there's shade. So those are the hikes I would recommend first, and then like a mountain hike like this is for people who are dumb, like me. Also, this is only the second time I've done this up this far. I did almost to the top, and then today, and I think before I just hiked a little bit in line. And when I did it those 2 times, this was all full of forest. At the time I actually commented, these trees look like they're in bad shape. They look like they're at burn risk, and indeed they were. But even at the time, there was some burn scars, and it was hard as far as shade goes. And now, right now it's in September, so the heat is less intense. But like, yeah, doing this in July, bring lots of water, be prepared. By the way, this plant here is called fireweed, and it's a plant that's one of the first plants that comes back in succession after a burn, which is why it's called fireweed. So you can see here, there's a lot of little saplings, there's, you know, small trees here, and there wasn't further up, and I guess this area, you know, sometimes you just have a microclimate with more shade, more water. So you can see the trees are recovering, but this is after 8 years, and you can see they're not very big. When forests burn here, they take a while to recover because, like I said, smaller growing season, bigger temperature variations, less water than like if that happens in the Cascades. So as you can see, we're closer to ground level. You can see the road right there, and our car is just, I guess it's blocked right now, but I saw it a second ago. So that was the trail we were up on. I think that's called Raven Rocks up there, one of those rock formations. Like I said, I didn't make it all the way up. So yeah, today we saw something different, something I wanted to see while I was here. And if you're an experienced hiker, there's a lot of these, you know, mountain climbing hikes where you can climb to a, you know, 10,000 foot tall mountain, you know, just on foot with no gear or anything, which we didn't do that today, but hopefully that gave a hint of what it's like. And we also got to see more about the ecosystem and stuff. And so now I'm going to go home and hide from the bear.